Welcome into KSL Game Night Live coverage of the spring soccer season, our first matchup of the year here on Game Night Live Rewind as the Herriman Mustangs and the Pleasant Grove Vikings squaring off here at Pleasant Grove High School. PG in the blue kits and Harriman in the all whites. These two squads figure to be strong players in the 6A classification this year. We'll talk about that as the contest wears on. Both sides are down men in this match. We will talk about that as it goes on as well. Harriman coming into the contest 3-1. Their lone loss was a loss to the Kearns Cougars, a game in which they were very shorthanded, had to go very deep on the bench, including in goal. As the starting keep today for the Mustangs here on the road is going to be Shane Thompson, the senior. Has been really strong for Coach Mitchell. Talked about they had a couple of seniors that they knew were going to be good keeps for them this year. And their initial starter tore an ACL before the season started. So Thompson gets the call today in the net for the Mustangs as they try to improve to 4-1. And this will be their toughest, I would say, their toughest matchup to start this season. Wins over Mountain Ridge, Taylorsville, and Hunter. As PG pushes this up the far line with Hadley. Hadley trying to work around. And they do a nice job of pushing that ball to the end line and out. We talk about the keep for Herriman, but that whole back line extremely strong. Coach Mitchell talking about his center backs, King and Soriano. They do such a nice job of not allowing many opportunities. The one goal they gave up against Kearns in that loss, snow on the ground, and just kind of took an awkward skip and misjudged, snuck underneath the keep, and that was the difference. But this defense for Harriman going to be crucial for them this year in Region 3. Talk about a region with West and Bingham, so good. As Harriman here will throw in. Looking up the line was intended for Conover, and Conover, a sophomore, started last year as a freshman. They've pushed him up, try to utilize his ability on the offensive side. Talk about the starting keep for Harriman. The starting keep for PG today will be Mark Bigelow, the senior. This PG team has had a bit of a tough start. Look at the early going for them. Losses to Timpanogos and Bingham, defeated Mountain View. As this ball into the box, handled there by Bigelow. But talk about those games. The Timpanogos game, they lost in a shootout. Defeated Mountain View 5-1, and then lost to Bingham. And Coach Ecalano saying they were an awkward post away from scoring in that one, indicating the square post at Bingham. Said, we play on round ones here. The shot that we had, if it's on our post, it's ricocheting and going in, but at Bingham it ricocheted out due to the edge on that inside part. So recognizes that was a good contest as this ball pushed ahead and wide for Hubert. And that ball still in the corner, being marked there by Bailey. Good piece of defensive work. We talked about that defense for Harriman. His support coming there from Taylor, the sophomore, and it is Harriman that's able to dig it out. This PG team going back to that 1-2 on the year, and Coach Ecalano saying we could be 3-0. The shootout and the Bingham games, and this Region 4 has been so good to start the year. PG figures to play a part. As PG with the possession here and tried to give it back near sideline to Bashan, and that was between a couple of Vikings. Herriman will throw it in. Herriman again to throw in, looking up the field for Conover. Nearly was able to win that away. It's still being battled for. As coming up here is Aragoyan. And PG finally able to get the clear down the field. This will drift out of play. Have a throw in coming in for the Mustangs. Region play right around the corner for Herriman. As their next contest, they go 2 West. And that will be a good one. Familiar with that West program? Always so competitive. And Region 3, them and Bingham. Should be some good battles in that region. As this one bodied down, sent ahead, but couldn't be controlled, and now it's dropped back with Thompson. Let's see, our unofficial clock there is turned over. Oh, what a save by Thompson. A great look from Hadley. Thompson came out, was able to get a big save to keep us scoreless here in the 6th minute. Mentioned that unofficial clock on the scoreboard. We will do our best to keep that updated. It'll be a corner here for the Vikings. This ball looking backside. Tried to be kept in, but couldn't by Memo, and it'll be Harriman here to throw in. Here's Soriano. Sends the ball ahead. This is well beyond Conover as that defense for Pleasant Grove dropping. Memo with it. We'll drop it back here to Bigelow. Pushed wide. Gathered there. Pressure by Herriman. That pass deflected. Still going to find its way through here to Memo. Is Conover closing down quickly. That deflected. And it will be Pleasant Grove to throw in. That was over the head of Hadley. As Soriano dropping back with it. We'll give to King. King sending a ball ahead, 10 yards beyond Conover. And Bigelow able to handle it off the hop. We'll throw near side. Here we go in. Closing down on that quickly for the Mustangs. That ball headed back by Burnett, then sent back up by the Mustangs. PG trying to settle it here as Hubert looks ahead. Good job coming up by Bagshaw. Now Bagshaw trying to keep that ball in, and that is in play. And then sent out of play. Will be a corner coming up here for Herriman. Great job there by Kason Bagshaw, the junior, able to keep that ball in play. And the pressure did force a corner. Our clock just a little off sync here. We're going to work to get that resolved for you. So it'll be Herriman from the corner. Irigoyen. That clock now synced as this ball sent out by Pleasant Grove. As Ortiz was giving chase to it. They'll drop it back with Thompson, the keep. Conover has 3 Vikings around him, trying to get through them. Memo able to beat him to the ball. And then a challenge there by Conover. And the whistle there. I believe the foul called. PG will put it in play here. Winding down the 10th minute. Man on for Soriano as he sends it right back up. Conover plays that ball over with Ayers. Ayers trying to get it in the box, and a great job there defensively by Hubert. Able to get positioning and send it out and prevent the opportunity for the Mustangs. Up the line, Conover couldn't keep that in. It'll be a goal kick here for the Vikings. do want to take a moment, thank some of our sponsors here of Game Night Live Rewinds. Game of the Week. It's presented by Harriman and Associates. If you have any legal needs, contact the experts at Harriman and Associates. Tell them Game Night Live Rewind sent you. You'll get a free legal consultation. Call 801-754-4240. Hadley trying to put the pressure on, trying to work around Soriano, and that ball just came off long off the foot of Hadley as he's unable to keep it. Nice work there by Soriano as he'll receive the ball in play here from Thompson. Irigoyen drops it back. Space here. Irigoyen near line. Lost out, played out there by by Connor Rice, the senior Viking. Bagshaw to throw in. Nice play ahead. Would try to give it right back there to Richardson. It was just a step beyond him. Bagshaw will throw in again. Does so with Lords. And that ball out. Irigoyen tried to get it in quickly, but it just lost it. Tell you what, Memo again there defensively. He's done a nice job with the pressure that Conover has tried to create and put on this PG defense. As Bagshaw now to throw in. The ball headed out and cleared. I think that was Ortiz. A whistle. This ball touched down quickly. Played wide. Bailey coming up on it. And then that is out off of Bailey. PG will have the kick. Herriman with it. Soriano. That was just behind Conover, but a nice job coming up there by Lords to keep it for the Mustangs. Irigoyen plays one ahead, but 5 yards beyond Lords, and that ball gathered by Bigelow. Nice play there to Ecolano. Then they try to get it to Ortiz on the sideline. Last touch by Herriman. PG will throw in. Clayton Ecolano, my guess is the latest in a long string of Ecolano soccer players here at Pleasant Grove. Of course, Coach Ecolano has done a nice job with this PG program. And a hard challenge there, the foul by Bagshaw. It was a nifty move there by Clayton Ecolano. And PG will come back and have an opportunity for a kick here 35 yards out. This will be Ortiz. Looking in the box, headed up, and just punched over the bar. Nice job there by Thompson, able to track that the entire way. And we'll head to the corner here with the Vikings. From the flag, backside, over the head, as that ball will sail through and out. They were looking for the sophomore, Liam Oberhansley. Thrown in with Soriano. Irigoyen. Conover turning inside. Boy, good quickness there by Connor Rice to play it away. As Richardson with it at midfield. Coming back to possess was Hadley for the Vikings as they try to just methodically work through this Herriman defense. Ortiz trying to get around Bagshaw. Help coming in Soriano, and Soriano deflects it out. We head back to the corner here with the Vikings. Ortiz. Backside, just pushed wide. I think Memo was able to get ahead on it, but couldn't get it on frame. And we'll have a substitution coming on for the Herriman Mustangs. Ayers and Taylor both coming off. Irigoyen and Taylor coming off as Landon Allen, the junior, comes on, as does the freshman, Luis Bocanegra. Luis was a young man that Coach Mitchell talked about before today's match. Done a really nice job. We talked about some of the missing pieces, and both sides have had that here in the early going. For Harriman, a few injuries. They've also got some kids that are away from the team right now, playing in leagues and clubs. Has forced some of the youngsters, like the freshman Bocanegra, to come out and contribute early. Figures that they'll have plenty of opportunity to do so, as Herriman will have the kick just shy of midfield. Nice ball into the box over the head of Conover. Memo there, going to escort that out. And it'll be a kick here for Pleasant Grove. The injuries for Harriman, PG can relate. Luke Holdaway, the senior captain, took a really vicious hit in a game early on this year and was had to have some medical treatment for it. They're hoping that he'll get back and be okay, as we'll have a foul here called. A challenge again that was drawn by Ecolono. Certainly hope for Luke Holdaway, one of the key returners for PG, our captain. Certainly hope that he's able to find a way back on for the Vikings this season, the senior, as that ball played out by Bagshaw. We'll have a substitution here for the Vikings as Logan Lamone comes on, as Ortiz will get a rest. Richardson plays that to the middle. Working around traffic is Chester. Coming with Lamone, who just came on. Gives it back to Teddy. Chester centers, and then just sent out of the box. Not out of trouble yet. Shot. Oh, what a save by Thompson. He was all over that to the ground, able to corral it. Might have been Oberhansley, might have been, I'm not sure who got the shot away, actually. My apologies. First match of the year for us here on Game Night Live Rewind. Still getting in our eyes with us, as Conover sends a ball down the field, but no one home, and gathered there by Bigelow. A couple good chances for Pleasant Grove in this first half as we approach the midway point. Still scoreless here. And that ball lost out. Herriman quickly to throw in, seeing if they can catch this PG defense before they're able to get back. Oberhansley was there. and plays it out off of the nearest Mustang, that being Spencer Lords. We'll do it again. King dropping it back. That ball given away at midfield. A nice job there shielding him off by Landon Allen. As Herriman trying to come back the other way. Conover through traffic. Plays the ball ahead. This play onside. And boy, what a job defensively by Jonah Hubert, as it looked like maybe a one-on-one opportunity for Ayers, and Hubert able to take it away. A couple times where that PG defense has done just that here in this first half. Here's Ecolono. Plays it far side. Bailey retreating there for Herriman, has it. He'll play to the middle with King, who sends it up the field. Over Hansley, dropping it back. Up the line, Ecolono. Played to the middle, but Ober Hansley had dropped off. Herriman now with the possessions. See what the Mustangs can do. Looking ahead for Lords. As that ball will come out. The throw will be for Herriman. Substitution for the Mustangs to come on. Aragoyan going to come back on here. Chris Burnett will head off. Bagshaw looking up, played out by the Vikings. Bagshaw again, underneath. That ball still in, and then out. It'll be Herriman to throw. Bagshaw in quickly. They try to center it, that over the top of Ayers, as it will cross and be PG to throw in. Mentioned over the top. If any of you are looking for a great family movie, there's none better than Sylvester Stallone's Over the Top. It's a classic 80s movie for those interested. Has some very underrated music as well. As PG plays this ball to midfield, and it'll be the Vikings here to throw in. Getting some feedback that some people don't appreciate the sport of arm wrestling. That ball out. Herriman to throw in. Bailey will do so for Herriman. Looking up here for Ayers, and that lost or played out. Last touch by PG. And it will be a corner coming up here for the Mustangs. Be a big opportunity here for Herriman. I mentioned a couple chances for PG, and if the Mustangs could find a way to get on the board, that would be a great way to close out this half, as this sent right into the chest of Bigelow. He was ready for it. That might have been the freshman Bocanegra with the attempt, as that was behind Rice, and now here come the Mustangs. Conover just played that over, and Bigelow will come out to gather as Bocanegra was trying to get in for it. Soriano able to play that ball down. Here's Allen. Space looking up the middle, and Conover couldn't hold it. Memo will play it wide. Excuse me, Richardson plays it wide. Now to the middle, over Hansley. Finds Ekolono. That ball came off of him just a step long. As he's having to look for, or had to look for some support. PG still with it as they look to change, and far side, Lamone with it, trying to work around. And that last touch by Herriman will head to the corner for the Vikings. Nice job there by Lamone. Ekolono. From the corner. And that ball headed out by Soriano. Ortiz will let it go, and PG will have the throw in. Boy, a couple times where Herriman trying to get the clear and just had teammates in the wrong spot at the wrong time. Here's Rice. Ekolono will drop it back. Allow things to set up here. Stegel gives over with Memo. Conover putting chase on for the Mustangs. Nice job there by Irigoyen, as he was the last to touch it. Over Hansley. Doesn't give up on it. Stegel looking up. Hadley plays wide. What a hard challenge there, and the foul here going to be called, I believe, on King. Good news, everyone. Our cameraman, Vince Francis, is now focused. It'll be a kick here for the Vikings. This ball on frame. Punched out. Second opportunity just wide off the foot of Memo. Had a look from 15 yards. Push it off frame, and now a substitution coming in for the Mustangs as Bailey. Nope. I thought Bailey was coming off. Instead, it'll be Bagshaw that comes off. Played that ball rather early, but no harm, no foul there. Apparently, is coming on was Owen Blackman, the sophomore, for Harriman. That was Blackman who was there marking Hadley, as this ball ricochets back to Soriano. Conover staying with it. Gritty work by Conover. Opportunity unfolding here for Herriman. Irigoyen centers it. Boy, that was just a little high for Lords. He was able to get a touch on it, but couldn't get it on frame, as that is wide, and now PG quickly back in play here. Soriano plays it out. Here's Richardson. Conover. Man, been really impressed with Conover, his hustle today, as he's making these defenders and midfielders work for Pleasant Grove. They're looking up for Conover. Memo drops it. Here's Hadley. He plays it with Ortiz. Has Ekolono. Instead, going to play this over to Lamone. Oh, good piece of defensive work. As that's Bagshaw. I thought Bagshaw had gone off. My apologies. They'll call the foul there on Pleasant Grove. My apologies for saying Bagshaw went off. He clearly did not. Still on, so got that substitution wrong. My apologies. 31st minute. Memo does a nice job tracking that. Oh, how about the recovery by Ortiz? Able to come and win it from Blackman. Here's Ecolono. Surveying. Dropping it back with Stegel. Wanted to make a play there, but had just mishandled it. Had to drop it back. Bagwell has that go off the side of his foot, and Pleasant Grove will have the throw in. Here's Memo, forced back inside. And a handball there, the call. Here's Stegel. Headed down by Blackman. Rice. Able to recover here and is going to let that go out. Allow for a PG throw in. Looking up for Ortiz. Headers it, heads it to the middle. And given to Thompson off the head of Braden King. Conover. Richardson plays it ahead. Limon. Going up for Ortiz, and Blackman able to get ahead on it. It's PG still with the possession here. Talk about that Bingham game, the 1-0 loss for PG. Coach Ecolono said when they went back and looked at it, had like 65% possession. Felt like they did everything they wanted to in that match. We already talked about the post. I have to feel similar. Herriman came out in the first couple minutes, looked like the Mustangs were clicking, but since then, PG has done such a good job with the possession. Is that body down by King and then given up? Oh, Bagshaw in the right spot, able to prevent Hadley from getting it on a run up the line. Blackman, a little bit of time. Plays the ball ahead. No one there as this will roll through and out for a Viking throw in. Here's Soriano with it at midfield. Boy, Bocanegra was trying to get that back. He has it here. Wanted to play it wide for Bagshaw, but didn't get enough juice behind it. Vikings finding themselves with possession again. Near side with Rice. You see Herriman pushing up here. Irigoyen was trying to secure it for Harriman. Now they do have it. As that last touch by Pleasant Grove, Harriman will throw in. Substitution first for the Mustangs. As now Bagshaw will go off. That confirmed. We won't mess that up twice. Grant Anderson comes on for Harriman, as does Jace Bailey and Grant Taylor. Irigoyen. 35th minute done here. That ball played out by Ortiz. How about Rice bursting through there, but it's Irigoyen that comes away with it. Ball ahead. And a foul here. The trip going to be called. It'll be a kick coming up here from 25 yards out for the Mustangs. A good run there by Anderson, able to draw the contact. So a late opportunity here for the Mustangs. Still looking for that first score of the match. And that's good. Boy, that looked like a really quick take. I wasn't even ready for it. But the Mustangs able to capitalize, and it's 1-0 Herriman. In fairness, I think PG had a really quick take earlier in the half. I thought it seemed quick, but maybe I'm just not up to soccer speed yet. But the Mustangs able to score it. So it is 1-0 Herriman. And I even missed the shooter. We'll go back and capture that. My apologies. Like I said, I was not ready. There's now a foul here going to be called on the challenge put on there by Taylor. Ortiz heads it up. No one there as Thompson will play wide here with King. Sent back up by Rice. Good challenge there by Harriman. So we're approaching 2 minutes left. Here's Ortiz trying to work around Blackman. Richardson, was looking up for Chester. Here's Ortiz, near side. Nice job by Richardson, not giving up on it. Plays with Ecolono. Here come the Vikings. A little bit of space here for Ecolono. Pushes wide, Lamone. Lamone looking for service. Richardson couldn't get a shot away. And a nice job there, I think by Lords, as this one sent back up by Pleasant Grove, but it's wide. Thompson will take this kick, keep it with his back line. Bocanegra coming near side, Irigoyen. He's looking ahead. Anderson trying to get there as that ball played out by this Viking defense. And it will be a corner here for Herriman. Anderson running over to take it. Anderson's kick. Backside, headed to the middle. Lords gets a head on it. This ball still loose. Soriano racing to the corner to keep it in. He will. Soriano sends it back out. King. Marked there by Lamone. Deflected. And PG finally able to clear it away, but it is Herriman still with the possession. Ortiz came on strong. And now a foul here going to be called on the challenge by Ecolono. And we're going to have a card given here to Ortiz, I believe. And PG having some frustration here as the captains came in and tried to settle down the troops a little bit. The clock here on the scoreboard hit 0, as I have yet to see an official indication, but the linesman would appear to be acknowledging that. Welcome back here to Pleasant Grove High School. KSL Game Night Live Rewind, our game of the week. Harriman and Pleasant Grove, the Mustangs, scoring in the 36th minute off of a free kick. It was Anderson who drew the call and the whistle, and King came up to take the kick from 20 yards out. Hit it. And that is the difference at the break, is the goal from the senior, Braden King. As we switch ends of the field, King wearing the captain's band for Herriman today. And Pleasant Grove, we talked about that Bingham game. Had a lot of the possession in that game, lost it 1-0. Had a lot of possession in the first half of this one and trail 1-0. Here's Ortiz. As I'll tell you, Pleasant Grove, there's an extra little jump in their step here to start this second half. Can't tell if it was a good halftime pep talk or they enjoyed warmth. They're able to get in the shed, and I don't even know if it's warm in there. It's just covered. Although it's not that bad of a temperature out here. A roller just wide, as it was Ecolono who had set it up for Richardson. It is a spring evening. The sun down and a little bit of a chill in the air, but a beautiful night to be running around. Is that ball given up? Boy, hard contact there, and the foul coming as Chester got rolled over. And it'll be a free kick here coming up for Pleasant Grove. Ortiz will take it from about 40 yards out. Vikings trying to find an equalizer. Here's Ortiz. Into the box, headed out. Boy, the support now exposing. Here come numbers for Herriman. Sent ahead. And a good job getting back there by Hubert, as he was able to play it out and will allow the defense of Pleasant Grove to recover. Well, that was a good job defensively there for PG. It looked like could have been a 3-on-1 for the Mustangs. The Vikings able to sail back defensively. Ball had to be recovered. Harriman here will have the throw in. Stepping up there was Hubert, able to clear it. Here's King. Rice lets that ball through. And we'll let that go out. It'll be a PG throw-in. The Herriman bench saying it should be their throw-in. And hard contact there, and feeling a little bit of that, the repercussions of that. Here's Bagshaw set up to take this kick for Harriman. Here's Bagshaw on, just over the crossbar. I was going to say on frame. It was just a foot tall. This ball dropped back. Man on there by Conover. Racing up there was Hubert. King able to send it back up here for Herriman. Hadley showing some patience here, allowing for reinforcements. Ortiz looking up. This ball finding its way through, and Bagshaw able to send it out. We'll head to the flag here for the Vikings. Boy, good push there by PG, and love the patience of Hadley, allowing for the rest of his unit to come up, and earns them this opportunity. Into the box, and that ball sent out. Boy, it looked like it would have been a great header finish opportunity for the Vikings, and just didn't quite get it squarely. PG will have the throw-in, as Ortiz will come over and take it. Good throw-in, and headed back to Ortiz. He'll settle. Nice patience. All plays it through. Ortiz tries to center, and that ball just sent out of the box momentarily there, I think by Rangel. As here's Chester. Chester trying to get around. Ecolono pushed out a little bit here. Ecolono ahead for Ortiz, and he just couldn't quite get his traction. Herriman here will have the throw-in. Feels to be a bit of a escalation of interest in this second half, as sides getting not testy, but starting to get some more emotion in the play here, some physicality. We've seen a couple of pretty aggressive challenges here in this second half. Played out again, PG will have it to throw in. Hubert looking up for Ortiz. And Ortiz taken down. It'll be a kick here for the Vikings. That's one way to slow it down. Just put the wall 3 yards away and make the official come, allow time for that defense. Remember, it felt like a quick take. Here's Ortiz. Into the box. And we'll head to the corner here for the Vikings, as it was last touched by Herriman. Hit the shoulder of one of the Mustangs. I think this is Chester. Looking backside, headed out. And Ortiz will track it down. It'll be a throw in here for Pleasant Grove. Some good sustained possession here in the offensive end for the Vikings. Into the box, headed out. Irigoyen trying to keep that ball in, and it's last touched by the Vikings. Here's Irigoyen, excuse me, Bagshaw. Headed back. Man on quickly. And a foul called here. Aggressive play there by Ayers. And that ball misplayed. And out, Herriman. A couple throw-ins. Boy, contact in the air. The PG side wanted a call. Here's Ecolono trying to stay with it here. Does a good job working around this Herriman defense. And now a whistle going to come. The call there. PG places it down quickly. Chipped up. Trying to stay with it here is over Hansley. Well, we've got a Mustang that's down. Anderson had contact in the air, and we play on. Bagshaw with contact. Told you it was starting to get chippy, and now we have a late whistle coming back. And a late trip coming there. Boy, the physicality, we talked about it. It is both sides getting mighty testy here. Our crew's got to try to get some handle on this. I think we're going to have a booking here. Would appear to be the I never saw a card given, but there was a note made. We've got a stoppage here on the clock. So it'll be PG here to take the kick. We had this boy just wide. They let the clock run a little bit longer, so we're trying to get that resolved as sidelines now yelling across at each other from the corner. This ball headed out, trying to be settled and then cleared. Harriman trying to race down. They've got a couple Mustangs. Oh, my goodness. Boy, that is a right in the back. And we've got a Viking down, and that is, boy, that one's pretty rough. We've got a card given, I think, to the sideline. Have yet to have an indication to the player. They did stop the clock, but we were behind it a little bit as they had let it run after the last one. So we are trying to make up here. All right. They're giving a look at the PG player, make sure that he's okay. I mean, that was a pretty blatant shoulder in the back, and still waiting to see if they resolve it. And now a yellow going to be given. And they might call this because he had gone and kicked the ball in the net. they were giving it a direction toward the goal, as though that was the purpose of it. So the booking here of, I think, Conover. So PG will put this in play. Our 53rd minute. This ball chipped ahead. Boy, it was just beyond Ayers. It was a nice idea there by Lords. As PG will roll it out here quickly, and that went right into Hubert. He was able to keep it, drop it back here to Bigelow as you see Lords continuing to put some pressure on, and that forces a giveaway ahead for Lords. And Memo comes over to clear that to the sideline. And it'll be Herriman here to throw in. Substitutions coming on for the Mustangs. As we'll take this moment to thank some of our sponsors. The Riley Jensen Performance Group. If you're looking to have your best mental performance on the field, in the boardroom, with your family, there's no one that can help elevate your mental performance better than the Riley Jensen Performance Group. To schedule time with Riley Jensen and his trusted network of consultants, visit rjpg.net. Official mental performance coaches of Real Salt Lake. And we're going to get a call here is the foul there at midfield. Conover came back on for Herriman at that last whistle as PG puts this in play. Here's Ortiz. He's got Hubert ahead of him, and that's where he goes with it. Hubert trying to work around the end there. And a nice job there covering the post, but the ball was out, and it will be touchdown and put in play here by Harriman. Ball sent ahead. Rice able to keep that ball in, but it's given to the Mustangs momentarily as PG had it before Lords was able to take it away. That ball kept in on the far line. Herriman will have the throw in here. Bagshaw looking for where to go. Bagshaw will throw in again. Ayers working through traffic. Boy, good job staying there with it, but it's out off of Herriman. Put in play by Bigelow. Lords. Nice play wide with Bagshaw as PG racing back here. Conover with it. Looking wide, but that's going to be a couple yards beyond Taylor as PG now will throw it in. Ortiz ducked it the last minute, and that was out off of Bailey's. A substitution coming on here for Pleasant Grove. Lamone coming back on here as Hadley come off. Our 57th minute. That ball was just over King, but Soriano was there to clear it up. Conover now racing down. Memo. And a whistle there. The call here on Conover. Here's Stegel. Conover. There, the challenge, last touch by Herriman. Now Herriman will have the throw and a substitution coming for the Mustangs. Conover gonna head off, and the freshman Bocanegra coming on here. That ball sent up by Memo. Lamone. Some fancy footwork there, able to keep it for PG as this ball sent wide and out. There's Bailey. Chester with it. Drive that back with Rice. Bagshaw able to defend Chester away from it. It's coming up as Ortiz. That ball given up. Ecolono tried to play it back for Ortiz. It was deflected by King. Back wide, Lamone trying to escort that out. Will do so. It's Pleasant Grove here to throw in quickly, looking for Chester. Touches it to the middle. Here comes Richardson. Was looking wide for Ortiz. Might have been deflected. As here's Memo for Ortiz. Couple Mustangs there trying to defend. Ortiz staying with it. Nice help there by Oberhansley, but it's Herriman that comes away with it. Memo. That ball was just a step behind Chester in the middle. And now the Mustangs coming ahead. Nice job by Memo, and that played off our center. Herriman still with it here. And Memo with the clear.
Maybe he'll learn to call.
Staying with it was Taylor, and it has to be played out by Oberhansley of Pleasant Grove. Substitutions on both sides as Hadley coming on here for PG. Conover going to come back on for Herriman. And we are 60 minutes played. That clear goes right to the middle. Deflected just off of Bocanegra. He nearly had a grade A opportunity. Substitution here for the Mustangs. As Bailey will come off for Herriman. I think it's Blackman coming back on. And that went right to Taylor. As here is Taylor. Oh, nice play made there by Memo. Bagshaw will throw this in for Herriman. Oh, nice touch. Oh, what a save made by Bigelow. Boy, Lords had a really nice play to the middle. I think it was Ayers that got the shot off, and Bigelow makes a crucial save here for Pleasant Grove. That ball finds a way to Ortiz, trying to spin around Bagshaw, but he's able to send it up. Lords has a man ahead, and we've got a whistle here at midfield. Boy, interesting. The foul called there, I believe, on PG, and thought there maybe would have been an advantage there, but instead it will be Herriman here to play it. This ball chipped ahead and offside. Flag is up. It is offside. Space ahead, but that is closing down quickly. And they do, I was going to say they gave it up, but able to recover it here. Ortiz plays over with Lamone. Looking ahead for Ecolono. He had to retreat to get onside, and he couldn't keep it. His last touch by the Vikings. As Harriman looking up the sideline with Conover. That headed out by the Vikings. Bocanegra plays it back. Over Hansley was looking ahead for Hadley. And it's Bocanegra looking up the line here with Conover. Oh, nice job by Rice. Able to win that ball. Sends it ahead, now dropped back with Thompson. Rice with it here for the Vikings, and lost that out. Lords off the throw-in. A couple challenges, and it's Richardson that plays it ahead for the Vikings, and that was just a bit inside of Ortiz. Bagshaw, what a nice job recovering there. But the Vikings find themselves with it here. Ortiz will drop it back. Memo in between a couple of Mustangs. Sends it back up. Stegel going to escort that back here with Bigelow. Lamone. That deflection finds its way to Hubert. Looking ahead. A nice job there by King. Talk about how good these center backs have been for Harriman. The defense has been stout today. I think two really good opportunities for PG in the first half, and this second half has been very different. But here, another one potentially unfolding as that ball played ahead. And there were no Vikings there as Thompson now will gather. Conover. And he's the last to touch it, I believe. No, they say out off PG. Bocanegra. Out off of him. PG racing up. Time starting to become a factor here for the Vikings. 67th minute. Sent back ahead. Memo missed his first clear, but got his second. Bagshaw out of the air. Here's King sending it back up. And the flag up here, play offside. Played near side. Memo had just overstepped that, was able to recover as Taylor came up to put some pressure on. And Taylor still running around here for Herriman. As Memo finally able to send it ahead. Bagshaw trying to work around and called here. Ortiz preparing to take this kick for Pleasant Grove. Here's Ortiz. That ball right on frame. Oh, just over. I think that was touched over by the keep. Yes, it was. That's the second time where Thompson has had to track the ball in the air and makes a save at the crossbar, as it will be PG to the corner. Here's Ecolono for the Vikings. As Ortiz close, he's going to play this into the box. That was just over the head of Memo. He was trying to settle it for Pleasant Grove was Stegel, but Herriman comes away with it. Can they keep that ball in? Yes, this ball still in play to the middle. Here's Lords, one-on-one. Lords chips it wide. An opportunity to maybe put the game away for Herriman, and Pleasant Grove still with life. What a job by Conover and Lords. That's one that the senior Spencer Lords would love to have back. Pleasant Grove was racing back, maybe altered his timing on the shot a little bit. And a whistle here called on the Mustangs on the challenge. And PG will have a kick near midfield. Put in play ahead with Hadley. Bocanegra forces the play to go back. That just snuck underneath over Hansley of Pleasant Grove and then given back near midfield. Here's Ecolono. Plays it ahead with Ortiz. Ortiz. And boy was looking to get a shot away, was just shy of the post. As we are wrapping up our 70th minute. Thompson. And a foul here as Hubert came up to try to play that ball in the air, the contact there. King will come up to take this kick. Ortiz now dropping back. King sends it far side, well beyond any Mustang, as PG will have the throw in. Here's Lamone. Memo, near side to Hubert. Ortiz. Chipping a ball ahead, Ecolono trying to get there. And that ball gathered, and the PG bench and fans not very happy. And now a card given here to King, and I think he was given a card earlier, and if that's the case, he'd be done. And I might be misremembering that because it doesn't look like he is being given a second, so I could have got that wrong. And now we're going to have a conversation here. Clock is stopped. Chester looking like he's going to try to come on at the next opportunity for Pleasant Grove. So this is going to be a kick here for PG. And right now, Herriman racing everybody back to try to crowd this box as much as possible. A big opportunity here for the Vikings. Pleasant Grove looking for an equalizer here in our 72nd minute. Ball touch doesn't make its way through. Second opportunity is wide, and that was deflected, so we will head back to the corner here with the Vikings. That collapsing down by Herriman does its job. Ortiz from the corner for the Vikings. This ball looking backside, headed up, and sent out by Conover. PG will have the throw in on the far line. Substitutions here for both sides. Chester coming on for Pleasant Grove. Also we'll have a Harriman substitution. Trying to see that number for the Mustangs. Well, looks to be King coming back on here. PG to throw in. That ball loose. And then finally cleared by King. Racing back, Lord's giving chase. Stegel trying to beat him to it. And he forces Stegel to play that ball out. I think this is going to be a corner. No, they'll say a goal kick. Wow. I thought Stegel might have been the last to touch it. Well, they say it was Lord's. That ball played out by Ayers. Ortiz. We talked about the physicality. Now we got a couple players getting into it. Boy, Ortiz and Bagshaw, none of them were very happy with each other. And now you got to be careful because you've got Ecolono and Bagshaw that are continuing it. We mentioned the physicality here has been the tempers. This has been a match that's been lit for a while now. And they're having a conversation to sort this one out. And a red here is going to be given to Bagshaw. So Herriman now a man down for the remainder. And now a card going to be given to another Mustang. It's given to Conover, and I think that was his. Was that his second? Was he shown a red as well? So on the sequence, Herriman going to go 2-man down for the last 6 minutes. And a yellow given here to Hubert for Pleasant Grove. So there'll be a kick here for Pleasant Grove. Herriman, 2 men down. Conover and Bagshaw both carded in the 74th. Here's Ortiz. This ball in the box and out. And it will be a kick here for Herriman. Put in play here. The back line, Soriano. Sending a ball ahead. Stegel retreating. Lots of space for PG to operate in their defensive end. This ball ahead for Lamone. Memo. Plays in the middle. Here's Richardson. Staying with it. As he tried to play it ahead for Ecolono, cleared away by King. Closing out our 75th minute. Looking up for Ortiz. That ball and hard contact there in the box. Ortiz, nothing intentional, but will draw the card here. And the red now given to Ortiz. Couldn't recall. I mean, he was shown the yellow. Believe that he probably had an earlier yellow and hence then the red, and his evening now complete. So PG down to 10, Herriman down to 9 players on the field here. We let our clock run a little bit, so we're going to just sit it here. The clock is running in the stadium, and we will start ours here as soon as they are synced up. Here's Lamone. Lamone taking advantage of some room in front of him. Boy, nice ball ahead for Ecolono. Ecolono centers. Just sent out of the box. Lamone trying to gather it. It's played out there by Ayers of Herriman. And a substitution here for Pleasant Grove as they will run Hubert on. Substitution here for Herriman as well as Bailey coming back on for the Mustangs. That ball sent out. Stegel near midfield. Plays it up immediately with Rice. Good challenge there, but Chester was able to work around it. Middle of the field here with Oberhansley. Now was looking to play that wide and couldn't connect. It's lost out. Herriman here will have the throw in, and they do get it in quickly. And now the ball sent ahead. Last touched by Herriman. Thrown in for Richardson. That ball will trickle back. Memo for Hubert. PG here to throw in. And that ball unable to be tracked down by Hubert. Thompson. Headed back up by Richardson. Good challenge there. Here's Hubert. Gives it back with Ecolono. Tried to center. No one was there, and it's cleared away by King. Bailey pushing Stegel. And that ball still in play. Bailey doing his job there for Herriman, and it's played out by Stegel. Inside of 2 minutes left, we'll stop ours. Stepping through, and that deflected. It'll head to the corner here for the Mustangs. The clock in the stadium still running, approaching 1 minute left. Herriman will put this in play from the corner. Inside of a minute to go. Ruled another corner. That clock continuing to tick off. A throw-in, my apologies. Couldn't tell if he was pointing to the flag or the direction as that ball sent out. Herriman will have the throw-in in our last minute of play. Mustangs thrown in up the line, 3 Vikings there. That ball's still in. Nifty work along the line there by Bailey. PG finally able to get it away, but Herriman still with the possession. PG, got to get this ball up quickly. Final seconds here of the match. Looking up the field. Hubert tried to head one up for Ecolono. And with that, the match comes to a conclusion. The Herriman Mustangs get a 1-0 victory here on the road. The only goal coming on a kick and a goal from 20 yards out by their captain, Braden King, was stout today on the back line for this Herriman defense and scores the lone goal of the match as the Herriman Mustangs get an impressive non-region win, 1-0 over the Pleasant Grove Vikings. For Vince Francis, my name is Dane Stewart. Thank you for joining us here on our kickoff of the spring season on Game Night Live Rewind as the Herriman Mustangs 1-0 victors over the Pleasant Grove Vikings. For Vince Francis, my name is Dane Stewart. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time here on Game Night Live Rewind.